Have you ever felt that relentless pressure to keep up? To have the latest phone, the trendiest clothes, the most exotic vacation photos? You're not alone. We live in a world obsessed with status, a world where our value often feels tied to what we own, what we achieve, and how we compare to others. But what if this constant chase is costing us more than we realize? What if it's not just emptying our wallets, but also our spirits? From the moment we are born, we are subtly taught to seek approval. We crave the gold star from our teacher, the praise from our parents, the likes on our social media posts. This is all part of a natural human desire for belonging and acceptance. Our brains are literally wired to seek social standing. In our evolutionary past, being a respected member of the tribe meant survival. It meant access to resources, protection, and mates. Those who didn't fit in, who didn't have status, were often left behind. So, this isn't some new age phenomenon. It's a deep-seated instinct. But in the modern world, this instinct has been hijacked. The tribe is no longer a small, close-knit community of 150 people. It's a global network of billions, all visible, all seemingly living their best lives, right on your screen. The goalposts for making it are constantly shifting, always just out of reach. The local hero is now competing with the global superstar. The neighborhood success story is overshadowed by the billionaire on the news. This creates a psychological treadmill, one where we have to run faster and faster just to stay in the same place. Economists call this the rat race. It's a cycle of working harder to earn more, to spend more on things we believe will signal our success. We buy the bigger house in the nicer neighborhood, not just because we need the space, but because of what it says about us. We lease the luxury car, not just for the smooth ride, but for the admiring glances it gets in the parking lot. These are what we call positional goods. Their value isn't just in their utility, it's in their exclusivity. They are valuable because other people can't have them. The problem is, when everyone starts chasing the same positional goods, their value diminishes, and we are left needing the next new thing to feel special again. This relentless pursuit has a name: status anxiety. It's that gnawing feeling that we are not good enough, that we are falling behind. And it's a powerful driver of our economic decisions. Think about it. Why do people go into massive debt for a wedding? It's not just a celebration of love. It's a public performance of success and commitment. Why do we splurge on designer labels? It's a shorthand, a visual cue that tells the world, I've made it. We are not just buying a product, we are buying a feeling. We are buying a piece of the identity we aspire to. The financial cost is obvious. The debt, the long hours at a job you might not even like, the sacrifice of savings for a future you're too busy trying to impress people in the present to plan for. A study from Cambridge University found that individuals who are more materialistic tend to have lower financial well-being, even when their income is high. They are more likely to have less in savings, more debt, and experience greater financial stress. The chase for status is a game where the house always wins. But the psychological cost is arguably even higher. It's a direct assault on our mental health. Constantly comparing ourselves to others is a recipe for unhappiness. Psychologist Leon Festinger's theory of social comparison explains that we have an innate drive to evaluate ourselves by looking at others. When we look up, we feel envy and inadequacy. When we look down, we might feel a fleeting sense of superiority, but it's a hollow victory built on someone else's perceived failure. Neither path leads to genuine contentment. This constant one-upmanship erodes our ability to feel joy in our own accomplishments. You get a promotion, but your friend just became a vice president. You take a wonderful family vacation, but your feed is full of someone's round-the-world adventure. There's always someone doing better, having more, being more. This leads to a state of chronic dissatisfaction. The joy of a new purchase is fleeting, quickly replaced by the anxiety of what to get next. And then came social media, the ultimate accelerant for status anxiety. It's a curated highlight reel of everyone else's life, presented without context. We see the perfect proposals, the flawless family photos, the entrepreneurial successes. We don't see the arguments, the sleepless nights with a crying baby, the failed business ventures. We are comparing our behind-the-scenes reality with everyone else's front-stage performance. Research from institutions like the University of Pennsylvania has shown a direct causal link between social media use and increased feelings of depression and loneliness. The more time people spent on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, the worse they felt about their own lives. They weren't just passively observing, they were actively engaging in social comparison, and it was making them miserable. The very platforms designed to connect us were amplifying our deepest insecurities. The algorithms are designed to keep us hooked. They feed us content that triggers strong emotions, and envy is a very strong emotion. It keeps us scrolling, keeps us clicking, keeps us engaged in a digital status game we can never win. We are not the customers of social media. We are the product. Our attention, our data, and our insecurities are what's being sold to advertisers who promise us that their product is the key to finally feeling good enough. So, how do we get off this treadmill? How do we escape the endless cycle of wanting more, comparing more, and feeling less? The answer isn't to renounce all worldly possessions and live in a cave. The answer is to perform a fundamental shift in our value system. It's about moving from a life driven by extrinsic validation to one guided by intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic goals are about external rewards, money, fame, image. They are all about what other people think of you. Intrinsic goals are about what is inherently satisfying to you: personal growth, community connection, physical and mental health. These are things you do for the sake of doing them, not for the applause you might get. Think about the difference between working out to get a beach body for Instagram versus working out because it makes you feel strong, energetic, and mentally clear. The first is a chore, a means to an end that depends on the judgment of others. The second is a gift to yourself, a source of joy and well-being that no one can take away. The first step is awareness. Recognize the triggers. When you feel that pang of envy scrolling through your phone, notice it. Acknowledge the feeling without judgment. Ask yourself, what is this really about? What core need am I trying to meet? Maybe it's a need for security, for love, for a sense of purpose. Chasing status is often a misguided attempt to fulfill these very real, very human needs. Next, practice gratitude. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful antidote to the poison of comparison. Instead of focusing on what you lack, consciously focus on what you have. Keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. This simple act retrains your brain to scan for the positive, to appreciate the abundance that is already in your life, rather than the perceived scarcity. Then, curate your environment. This means both your physical and your digital spaces. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel inadequate. Mute the friend who only ever brags. Fill your feed with content that inspires you, teaches you, or makes you laugh. Spend time with people who value you for who you are, not what you have. Real connection is the opposite of status seeking. It's about vulnerability, authenticity, and mutual support. And finally, and most importantly, define your own version of success. Sit down and really think about what a rich life means to you. Forget what your parents want, what society expects, what your Instagram feed tells you is cool. What truly matters to you? Is it creating art? Building a strong family? Contributing to your community? Learning a new skill? Mastering a craft? When you align your actions with your own core values, the need for external validation begins to fade. You're no longer playing someone else's game. You're creating your own. The joy comes from the process, from the growth, from the act of becoming the person you want to be. Fulfillment is not a destination you arrive at when you get the right car or the right house. It's the journey you take when you decide to live a life that is true to yourself. The chase for status is a trap. It promises happiness but delivers anxiety. It promises connection but fosters competition. It promises fulfillment but leaves you feeling empty. The real prize isn't winning the game of comparison. It's realizing you don't have to play at all. True wealth isn't about what you can show the world. It's about the richness of your inner life, the strength of your relationships, and the alignment of your daily actions with your deepest values. That is a kind of status that no one can ever take away from you. Thanks for watching.